Tom Brady asked today about retirement. Getting ready for Carolina. Maybe he's feeling great about himself because it's the Carolina Panthers, currently number one on the clock.
Get right week.
Tom Brady had this answer.
There's been a couple of national talking heads speculating that, Tom is not even going to finish out the season. And I've tried to say that's got to be crazy. I mean, we're here all the time. Can you clarify?
Well, that's really why I'm here. I'm here to announce, finally, you guys pushed me to the brink. And no, I think a lot of it for me is just us going out there to, I love the sport and I love the teammates and I want to go do a great job for this team like I always have. So no retirement in my future. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
There you go. By the way, who are the pundits nationally that's saying he might not even finish the season? Who's that?
I haven't heard that at all, but
That one's new to me.
Something that reporter made up.
Exactly.
I mean, come on.
Pundits.
I mean, I just
it's a
gave you
made-up thing on the spot.
I gave you the one that was on our show yesterday, and then the soundbite we then been played from Ben Roethlisberger yesterday. Neither of them are thinking that he's going to not finish the season. I haven't heard anybody say that, but it did elicit a soundbite that we did just play of him saying no retirement is imminent.
what percentage?
0.0.
What percentage would you put at this being his last year ever?
I would.
Depends on how the season ends, right?
Does it?
Well, I mean, you're saying if he wins the Super Bowl, then that makes it seem more of him
Because
just
other people
strolling
say
off
that
into
he's
the
not
sunset.
happy, right?
He's had
So-
2 chances to quit recently after winning a Super Bowl and didn't do it. So
If he wins, he's done.
The two being what? The one after the Super Bowl?
the one in 2018 when they beat the Rams, he
Okay.
could have retired then.
Well,
And then 2 years ago when he won with the Bucks, he could have retired again and didn't. He just keeps coming back. So
a
why would we
Terminator.
think this would be his
The
last year?
Terminator.
look,
Without getting into anything personal, I'm just saying.
I know. I know. All I know is, he can still do it at a high level.
right.
So why should he stop? Just on that alone, okay? On that alone. But clearly there are other circumstances. He's a 45-year-old man with a lot of ish going on.
Right.
So I don't know what everything all in together is causing him to maybe not want to do it anymore. Right?
Or give off the impression where
But-
Ryan Fitzpatrick would say he looks disinterested.
I don't think he looks disinterested.
Yelling at his teammates. the
I
other
think
day?
what
he does
he
it all the time.
no,
No,
what I think he
it's not
looks.
disinterested.
I don't think he's
It's
disinterested.
No, not at
Disinterested
all.
means
Not at all.
disinterested means that he'd rather not be there, right?
Right.
Which is what Roethlisberger. They're kind of saying the same thing, but they're saying different things. He what he looks like to me when I'm watching him play is, and this is a word I very rarely have ever said about him. He looks defeated.
Stressed out.
No.
Defeated?
He looks defeated to me. Like he knows the guys up front are not guys that are, I mean, he wouldn't say this publicly, but he did kind of say to his guys, you're better than this, and barking at them last week. That's what he looks like to me. He looks like to me that he knows, at least at this point in time of the season, the horses aren't there. He knows what the horses need to look like. He knows. He's run many races. He's won many races. Okay. So I'm saying that's what he looks like to me. And through that comes the joylessness that people might interpret as disinterest.
He's not.
I don't think he is disinterested at all. I think he's very interested in winning. And I think he's beyond interested in winning. I think he's beyond committed to winning. But I think he knows what time it is up front. And what's up front is, for him, too many defenders coming at him. And he knows what's outside and what he's had outside. And what he's had in his huddle. He misses Gronk. He misses a third wide receiver like Antonio Brown. And he misses the protection up front. And he knows it. I don't think he goes to sleep thinking this defense isn't going to get me where I need to go. I don't think he thinks that at all.
They still win the South, right? They have to.
I don't know.
Can they? They can.
I think they win this week, and they're 4-3, and then in comes Baltimore on a short week. And, you know, Calais Campbell's a very large, determined man standing right over the middle. And the rest of that defense, they can hunt. Jason Pierre-Paul knows all about taking Tom Brady out.
He doesn't make the playoffs, does he retire?
You know what? There's too much speculation about what he's going to do and what he's not going to do. And the only one who knows it is the guy who just spoke. And we're all just guessing and throwing darts. All of us are. You know, and I'm even uncomfortable sitting here speculating about what is in his intention and in his mind and his heart. But I don't believe he's disinterested.
He's going through it, man. Like
He's going through
I've
it.
never been married.
Oh, well. I
Well,
mean, you want to
so
talk
that
about
alone
that.
is probably-
I'm talking about football.
Yeah, but you can't
All right.
separate those two things. I would.
Well,
Like I said, I've
I
never
don't
gone through
know,
a
man.
divorce, but I don't know how you can. If your heart is hurting, man, if your heart is hurt, your heart's hurt, and it's gonna come through. And
Yeah, but-
I don't know if anyone's taken that into consideration. You know, we're all making, not we all, but people making jokes about his situation. That's got to wear on him. Like I said, I've never been there personally, but I've been close to people.
He is not disinterested in football. He's not disinterested in his teammates. He's not I think and that's why I kind of raised my eyebrows. Like, hey, Ryan Fitzpatrick knows how to play quarterback, and he knows how to play quarterback for a long time in this league. And, you know, and he views what Brady's doing as disinterest. I look at it as a guy who knows what it takes to win. And deep down, he feels he doesn't have it right now. And he's going through this right now, hoping that he does have it. Don't forget, that team was right around 500 when they lost to Kansas City on the Sunday of Thanksgiving week in the year that they won it all. They just turned it on. But he did have, Gronk, and he did have better protection up front, and he did have better weapons that he's currently going into battle with. I mean, Julio Jones, you can't count on him right now. Russell Gage, I had as one of my top 5 under-the-radar acquisitions. I don't know what's going on. It's not clicking. It's not fitting. So, I mean, he seemed very jovial today and smiling and saying, no retirement on the horizon. But, I know, and that'll be a headline. That's what kind of got our attention. But that was in response to a question that put out some supposed national punditry that I've not heard. And we're in the business of national punditry. I haven't heard anybody say that Brady's not going to finish the season. Like what? Like he's going to leave in the middle of the season?
Yeah, I haven't heard that.
That's absurd. That's absurd. Him, however, not returning is not. So to answer it's a very long-winded answer to your question about what percentage I would put on it. I would say it's better than 50-50 that he's going to retire. I mean, he's got a $375 million. He's got a $37.5 million a year gig waiting for him once he's finished, if that's really what he would like to do. And that does involve a lot of travel. That's weekends away every single weekend. I know, but if he wants to be around, I know that, but if he wants to be around, that's not it. You do what Manning's doing, which is still being involved, calling games for your own production company in your own basement. That's a win. You want to put a win on the board. That's a W.